Hey everyone. This is a mental health stream where I just didn't quite know what to do with myself today, so we are going to build some Lego. And I figured if I'm going to build some Lego, I might as well share it with all of y'all. And we might as well go ahead and stream it. So, let's see what's going on over here. Let's try that one. Had everything all torn apart because I took all of the PCs to the beach and such for a vacation last week. There we go. And got everything all set back up. Need to make sure that everything's working the way it's supposed to, but I think we're doing okay. So, where were we? We are working on the Lego Technic Bugatti, the Lego Bugatti Chiron. And we got through the first three boxes or three bags, and it is fantastically intricate and actually like working, and everything moves, and like suspension on the wheels, and it's pretty amazing what we'd gotten done so far. So we're just going to jump into bag 4 here. We've got 3 of them. And we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm just going to, I'm going to turn the music up, and I'm just going to kind of veg out, and we're going to build some Lego. If you have any questions, go ahead and throw something in the chat. But this is more just, Saturday, and the kids went back to their moms, and I don't really know what to do with myself. So we're gonna shut off the brain for a little while, and we're going to put the little plastic bricks together to make things a little bit more happy. So I'm gonna go ahead and mute my mic, and I'm gonna turn up the music and enjoy the hell out of this. And if you have any questions, like I said, throw them into chat. I'll be keeping an eye on it so that if there's anybody out there that wants to chat or wants to talk or has a question, I'll be happy to pick it up. But other than that, I'm gonna put together bag 4, and then we'll take a break, and I'll jump back in here on voice, and we'll talk about what bag 4 held for us. But that's I think what we're gonna do. So I hope you enjoy. Let me know if you need anything in chat. Hey, Scott. Yes, it is indeed a happy little Saturday with all the little plastic bricks that fit together nicely and make everything better. All right. This was one of those streams that there was very little prior planning for, which is probably my fault. But I was sitting there thinking, what would make today better? And as usual, the answer was, let's build something. So today it is Lego cars. But I'm gonna stick it back on mute and veg out to the music a little more. It's good to hear from you. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. What's up, Bollinger boys? Today is more car Legos. Haven't really built anything exciting, so you haven't missed much, but I hope you guys are having a wonderful Saturday and that everybody is doing good, and happy summer. Hey Al, good to see you. Things are good. Lego builds make everything better. It's probably terrible, but I don't know that I've ever hated a basketball team as much as I hate the Brooklyn Nets. And that's actually saying something. I mean, I'm old. Like that covers the bad boy Pistons. That covers the Garnett and Pierce Celtics. Like that covers the Jail Blazers. Like, I mean, I feel like there's, like, I've got a pretty good, 40 years of watching basketball to figure out what sort of context to place the Nets in, and I don't know if there's a team that I hate more. Like, I don't like Milwaukee. I mean, I think that any team that has Giannis on it that doesn't score 150 points a night, honestly, I think it's both. I mean, like, for all of the, like, it's ironic that of all three of them, KD is probably at least the most straightforward about it. I mean, let's create burner Twitter accounts to yell at my detractors. Like, he's way too sensitive to be on social media as a professional athlete. But I mean, at least when it comes to moving from team to team, he's pretty straightforward about what he does. But like James Harden and the I'm gonna get COVID and go to strip clubs until they trade me bullshit, and Kyrie with the it doesn't matter if I win a title, I've got to be the man, and then goes to Boston and was hurt and terrible and agreed to re-sign with them and then bailed at the last minute. And it's just one of those things where, like, I don't have any problems with the concept of a super team, right? Like, you're talking about the MJ Bulls had, 3 or 4 Hall of Famers on it at any one time. Like I don't have any problems with Wade and Bosch and LeBron in Miami. Like I don't have any issues with Clay and KD and Steph in Golden State. Like I don't have any problems with this idea that players should have some say over where they go. When you quit on your team so that you can get traded to play somewhere where you don't have to actually carry a team anymore, I don't know. I just feel like it's maybe it's just, get off of my cloud, shaking fist at the NBA because I'm old, but it feels like it takes something away from it. All that to say, I will be rooting significantly for whoever the Nets are playing. And Harden, like Kyrie and I need to manage my, I need to manage my feelings and I'm just going to bail on my team for weeks at a time. Both of them with I'm going to go to strip clubs and get put into the program so that I can't play for my team. Like none of them gave back any money. So it's one of those, like I'm not a fan. Here's the complicating factor. One of our friends on Twitter, Jody Tyrus, her daughter actually works for the Nets. And so Jody is, of course, rooting for the team that her daughter works for. And it makes me feel a little bit bad that I've basically decided that she's guilty by association, and I'm just going to treat her like I would anyone else who's on the Nets payroll. And I don't know. I'm excited to have all of these new teams who've never won a title before in the playoffs. Like I'm excited to have not the same old teams. I'm excited that Miami and even the Lakers are out. Yes, it is Jody with Solera Chocolates. Her daughter works for the Nets in the I think on the marketing team. So I'm excited to have all these new teams in it that have never had a chance before. Like I'm really looking forward to it, but the Nets can die in a fire. Yeah, the chocolates are bananas good. Jody will sometimes send me test runs of things that she's working on to get feedback, and yeah, it's pretty great. I'm not a Lakers hater. Like I'm not a LeBron hater. If the Lakers had won, like I would have been fine with that. I love watching AD play, and I'm bummed that he got hurt. But there was just no way. I don't think it's a mistake that the two teams who only had like 75 days off between the end of last season and the beginning of this season ended up getting bounced out early and ended up being unhealthy for most of the year. Like you can't play that much basketball. So, like I'm not a Laker hater at all, but I didn't foresee that first round matchup going well for them, and it certainly didn't. And like the Suns are fun. Like the Suns are fun to watch. Devin Booker's a monster. Like I'm excited to see what they can do in the next round of the playoffs. Like I'm really, I don't know. I'm kind of excited that it's so wide open at this point. I think it's good for the league. And if you want to keep players with their teams and you want to avoid the super teams, the number one way to make that happen is for more than the same 5 teams to win every year. So I think is it Dallas? Of all of the playoff teams that are left, Dallas is the most recent title winner, and that was what, 2010, I think. But yeah, I mean, there's so many good players on so many interesting teams. You know, teams are getting better about picking up role players. So you've got guys coming off the bench that are amazing. Now I'm not like basketball, but I'm pretty excited for the rest of the playoffs as long as the Nets lose. I don't even necessarily need it to be a humiliating loss, but like I don't want to see anybody hurt or anything, but if it happens, it happens. Was it 2011? Yeah. I knew it was a good 10, 11 years ago. And there's, I think, 5 or 6 of them that haven't won the title ever. I know the Suns have never won a title. You know, Boston's out. The Lakers are out. Miami's out. Utah surprised me. Has never won an NBA title. They got Jordaned every single year that those amazing teams were in place, which that's rough. So let's turn these around. Like that. Yeah, I wish the Hornets had made more of a run in the playoff. Those for all the crap they got, those ball kids are pretty good at this whole basketball thing. They're certainly fun to watch. It was definitely the highlight of the Charlotte Hornets season, for sure, was having, you know, length of the court baseball passes to streaking wings, which was kind of fun. But it should be good playoffs, as long as the Nets don't win. As long as the Nets don't win. As long as the Nets don't win. Did I mention I would like the Nets to not win? Yeah, and I mean, they've still got huge holes in their game. I mean, they're definitely, I don't think any of them are going to carry a team. But, you know, it's amazingly fun to watch. And there are definitely nights where it's just fun to go to the arena and watch them put on a show, which is pretty cool. Are these going all the way through here? I think so. Alright, I'm gonna turn the music back up and veg out a little bit here. It's good to talk to you. I'll catch up with you here in Discord in a little while. Yeah, looks like, I mean, we already did the rear wheels, so it looks like these are the front wheels, although I believe that I have this entire piece upside down. So I think I am about to rip that out and flip it over because I'm an idiot. So that's kind of how today's going. Thanks for stopping by. I'll catch up with you on Twitter. There's no need to apologize at all, Al. You know me, I'll talk sports just about any chance I get. No problems at all. Oh no, it's a disaster. Like, the only thing that holds this part, which looks like the transfer box on, are two poles on either end, but those poles actually connect all the way through to the drive wheels. So I have to take this entire frame off, including all of the suspension, just to get that pole pulled out, just so I can flip this. And hopefully I can get it out by only taking one side out instead of having to take both sides off and basically start this whole piece over again. But this is like, literally, here's the funny part. So when Lego does like complicated stuff like this, they are usually pretty clear with using obnoxious colored pieces like this green one to show you very clearly, like, this is the orientation for it. And I think I just put it on, like this frame piece right here, I think I just put it on upside down. Like, there's not even a good excuse for it. I just screwed it up. So, yeah, I mean, and if it takes me 15, 20 minutes to pull this off and put it back on, I mean, this is legitimately, we're through 4 bags of like maybe 20. How long have we been streaming here? It doesn't tell me. Does it tell me anywhere? No, that's weird. I mean, we started at like 5:30, so it's been an hour and a half. We have not yet gotten through just bag 4. So the good news is, in the grand scheme of things, this is just going to end up being a rounding error because we've got many hours to go on this particular build. So if this is the worst thing I mess up as we go through here, I'll be pretty happy. Let me pop you off, and we pop you off. Oh God. Yeah. Is that it? I think that might be it. So I gotta figure out how to get that out of there. Something like this. No, they've done such a good job. I'm just gonna have to pull this whole side apart. What a bummer. What a bummer. Wah, wah. Yeah, definitely. I actually, they released the R2-D2 at midnight, and I didn't wake up, and I didn't get one. But I've got such a backlog of Lego kits to work on at this point that that's not even a bad thing necessarily. Okay. Now, yeah, it's the Technic's Bugatti. All right, so is this right now? Green side down, big side left. Okay. Okay. You go in there. Now I just gotta figure out how to put that back together. Yeah, it's the Technic's. Really, the only time I get in trouble is if, like, honestly, if I'm just not paying attention. Like, the Star Wars kits are fairly straightforward and pretty easy to go back and undo a mistake. These are more complicated, but I love having the digital instructions so that you can see the colors and you can see what's going on. I just, yeah, I just totally screwed that one up for whatever reason. But I think that'll fix it. Now I just gotta figure out how to put all the rest of this back together. I think that's gonna go. The digital instructions are awesome. I mean, just for any number of reasons, because I can't tell you how many sets of instructions my mom threw out when I was a kid that ended up like ruining Lego sets that were then impossible to do anything with. That is not right. No, it is not. I see what I did. Okay. It's also, it makes it really cool for the streaming, because I always have them. They're always available. Okay. Okay. I'm totally gonna screw something else up on this. It's gonna be great. What do we got there? I don't know. I don't know that I've gone through and done like a behind the scenes on this little setup. I think there's an Amazon cart that like lists all of the stuff that I used, but I don't know that I've actually gone through and done a like behind the scenes on what this is and how it works and that sort of thing. I mean, I guess I could, just never really thought about it. I appreciate it. This was kind of a, what did I originally build this for? It must have been, I think it was, I did a time lapse of the rebuild of the Millennium Falcon, and was really frustrated with the setup, and so got the overhead frame and stuff. But yeah, I mean, if that's yeah, I can probably do that. I mean, there's nothing, like literally there's nothing crazy to it. I mean, it's two cameras and an OBS setup. So it's nothing overly complex, but it works. It does what it's supposed to. You're right, Aaron, come to think of it, I think I did the gaming PC and the build PC, but I don't, see now I want to know. I don't even know that do I even have a shortcut for that? I do, look at that. Yeah, I guess kind of maybe. Yeah, so this is, I mean, I guess it's a little bit kind of all over the place. But there's the cameras and the overhead rack and the lenses and like all of the little shit that goes in it. The like some of the overhead camera arms. But yeah, no, I'm more than willing to. We could do a quick stream at some point and kind of go over what it does and how it's set up, and I'm happy to how to do that. And yes, Al, absolutely, it could be used for shoe unboxings, but I feel like that particular corner of YouTube is pretty well represented, and probably doesn't need a new entrant into it at this point. Okay, where is that gonna go? Yeah, that's what we could do. We could just live stream taking L's on the Sneakers app over and over and over again, because that's a good time. All right, where are you guys going? You're going, oh, directly into the middle. Okay, well, that makes a little more sense. The cameras are kind of multi-purpose. They're like fixed tripods here, so that I can take the cameras off and move them around. So I can use these cameras upstairs in the studio to do game streaming, or I can use it just as my regular camera for like Teams calls and work calls and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it would be expensive if it was a dedicated setup just for this. Luckily, the pieces are interchangeable enough that I didn't have to. I mean, I'm making literally $0 off of YouTube ever. So yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of incentive to invest a whole lot of money. Like, this is just me screwing around. This is interesting. This is a few times I've ever seen OBS just disconnect on me. Thanks, Aaron. Good to talk to you. Have a good weekend. Try just refreshing YouTube, because I've got a PC here that's open. And mine's the same way, where it looks a little blurry. So I'm just gonna refresh, and that seemed to have fixed it. So give that a try and let me know if it helps at all. But I just refreshed YouTube, refreshed the web page, and it seems like it came up okay. Yeah, I don't know. All right, are we symmetrical here? I think so. Um, we are on bag 5 of um, five of looks like bag 5 of 13. So not quite halfway. Yeah, this one's going to be a lot. But that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. I mean, I've literally lost track. We've been here since 5:30, so almost 2 hours, and I'm almost done with bag 4. So it took us about it'll take us probably 2 hours to do a bag, and we've got 9 bags left. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is kind of ridiculously complicated. I mean, all the way down to like the full drive shafts moving, and it looks like there's some sort of like gearing system where you can put the car in gear and take it out of gear. Like some of these pieces here, like actually like click into place, and when they do, it puts power to them, and when you move them the other way, it takes the power off of it. So I don't know. It's fantastically cool. I just don't I don't know. It's crazy. It all seems really cool. I will be interested to see what it looks like when it's all done. But right now it's just a whole lot of little tiny complicated pieces. So it is good from a zone out stress relief standpoint, because you can just kind of chill. But it's gonna take a while. We're gonna be here for a while. I'm sure it'll be worth it. I mean, I legitimately, I forget what I was doing, but I finished whatever it was that I was doing and was like, I have nothing to do. I have nowhere to be. I have nowhere to go. The house is clean. The laundry's done. I have nothing to do. And so there were Legos. So it's totally going to be worth it. But it's going to take a while. All right. So there's, kind of looks like the picture, right? I think we're doing okay. All right. I wish I could let you know what that feels like. One of us didn't get to have more kids, and one of us just keeps having them. So I feel like this is one of those everybody makes choices kind of moments. And I certainly don't think you end up getting the short end of the stick here with all those awesome little kids running around. New Lego storage. I want to help. What kind of Lego storage are we making? Lego storage sounds awesome. I think, so if you really want to go down this rabbit hole, Adam Savage from the Mythbusters did an entire episode just on, I think just on Lego organization, which was the exact question you're having. Do we do it by type? Do we do it by color? Do we do it by shape? I think it was Lego that he was sorting. So if you're interested, obviously I'm sure he came up with something that was wildly complicated and far more than most normal people need, but I bet you it'll be fun to watch. Yeah, I've actually, I may even bring them up because my kids just don't play with them anymore. I've literally got like Tupperware buckets of those exact same thing, Lego sets that either they're smaller ones that got taken apart or ones that, you know, the kids just wanted to be able to tear into. Where on earth is this going? Okay, I guess that's right. All right, what's next? Okay, so he's leading the tournament by 6 strokes, just finished the 3rd round, and was told at the end of the 3rd round that the COVID test he took, presumably at the beginning of the round, came back positive. Is that right? All right, so I'm the asshole who asks, I wonder if John Rahm was vaccinated or not. Because if he was vaccinated and still ended up testing positive, like that's just shitty. If he is not vaccinated and ended up testing positive, then I have absolutely no pity for him whatsoever. A vaccine all of a sudden looks a lot more desirable than the paycheck you just lost. But that's just because I'm an asshole. Not disclosed and not likely. Per the PGA, 50%. Of course they won't. So in this case, like, I fully understand if this just makes me an asshole, but if you are a multimillionaire and you haven't gotten vaccinated and you test positive, like, first of all, every clubhouse attendant that's now dealt with this guy in the last 36 hours or however long it's been is now going to have to be tested. Like, what a gigantic pain. I hope they send him a bill for all the rest of it. And like, if you're going to be that guy and not get tested, I'm just not going to feel very bad for you. Not going to feel very bad at all. That's craziness. It's crazy to me that only 50% of the PGA teams, like PGA players, would be fully vaccinated. Like, what possible excuse could you have not to have a vaccine at this point? Insane. 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 Upside down. Although, I mean, I guess multi-millionaire white dude decides he doesn't need a vaccine probably isn't the crazy statement that that I think it is. Probably happens more often than we care to admit. Oh well. Sorry about your paycheck. Where's this guy going? All right. Well, on the upside, we're done with bag 4. And I don't think I messed it up too badly. Had that one little mishap with putting that one piece on upside down. But other than that, I think what we have here is the front end of the car. Steerable wheels. We've got full drivetrain that works and turns the wheels. We've got a steering column, which I'm assuming we're going to plug into down here somewhere. That, oh, look at that. It's actually got a little gear right here. So my guess is that the steering column is going to connect there and move those. And we've got something here that I have no idea what it does. And we've still got this guy here that snaps backwards and forwards and kind of engages or disengages this gear. No idea what that does, but it looks okay. So now we've got these 2 parts done, which I'm assuming maybe this way, which I'm assuming are going to, yeah, probably like that somewhere, mate up at some point, and that'll be the front of the car and that'll be the back of the car. But who knows? All right. Well, thanks for hanging out. Thanks everybody for the questions. Steph, I hope you and the boys have a good night. And I love you guys a bunch. Al, let's talk more sports. I'm gonna go check my DM on Twitter for you now. And I will see everybody. I'll see everybody next time we do one of these. Have a good weekend.